Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Coaches Show. Another episode going down in the books today. I'm Brian Stanley. Joining me, as always, hey, your head coach of your Mission Prep Royals, David Schuster. Coach, another big win this week in Mountain League play as the Mission Prep Royals shut down the Paso Robles Bearcats, coming over the grade to play some hard-nosed football. Talk about that big win over the Bearcats and how your squad was able to pull out the 28-7 win.
Yeah, I mean, it was an absolutely awesome night. Paso is a legendary program, and Coach Carroll's done a great job writing that ship. I know they were kind of all over the place for a couple of years there, and since Coach Carroll's been there, they've really kind of gotten back on track to, you know, kind of their identity and being a very blue collar team. So we were excited for the challenge. We felt like we had a number of things that we could take advantage of, and we really felt like we'd done a good job all year of prepping ourselves for that style of football and being able to adapt and read our keys and get to the football and do what we needed to do on defense. So um, just felt like it was one of our most complete games of the year, and our kids rallied really well offensively. Did a lot of things that we felt we did very well, and took some deep shots and really tried to expose some things that we saw secondary wise. It was a big night for Colby White. He really did a great job executing the offense. It's a lot of fun to be a play caller when you've got a kid who can either correct your calls because he knows exactly what you're thinking, or just sees things and reads things and makes everything right. And he can make every coach look like a superstar. He's an incredible kid, and I just felt like the entire night the team was so focused, so dialed in, and we did a great job executing. Very physical at the point of attack on both sides of the ball. It was a very physical game. Everything for us was we had to stop Leo Kemp. Leo's a legitimate, he's an absolute stud, and we held him to, I think it was 86 yards total offense. In every game that kid's been in where he gets under 100 yards, Paso cannot win the game, or they haven't won the game. And so really just um, quite proud of the team and the way they rallied and the way they executed our game plan. It was a great night.
And to put that in perspective, Leo Kemp has 4 100-yard rushing plus games and 2 non-100-yard games. And those are 2 losses for the Bearcats. Bearcats now 4-2 on the year, 2-1. Am I doing my math right? 3-1 in the Mountain League. So 2-1. Excuse me, math a little off there. 2-1 in the Mountain League.
Yep.
And Coach, I know you this game saw a few injuries. One that was very heartbreaking for many people. Had both sidelines very quiet for some time as medical personnel dealt with Shane Vaughn. I know you spoke with Matt Carroll, the head coach of the Bearcats, and you have an update for us.
Yeah. First off, I want to commend all the people who were able to respond so quickly. The first responders, we had a lot of people there, and there was a very, very quick, very rapid response to Shane and to the other kid, number 1 and number 6. Both of them, were down at that point. So I want to just first off start by saying thank you to all those who were on the field who were able to so rapidly respond to the situation. Um, I felt like both sides handled it very, very well. It's not nothing you ever want to see. I felt like our sideline did a great job being respectful. Everyone came both up in the stands and on the field. Everybody kind of circled up for prayer. Um, and the good news for this young man is, it was from what I'm being told, it was a bad concussion. And once he clears concussion protocol, he'll be back and playing with his teammates. And so, tough young man, and we wish him nothing but a full and speedy recovery. But it was one of those moments where you never know what was going on, and you're seeing equipment get pulled out, and you're just like, man, what's going on here? And you're praying for the best, hoping it's not the worst. And and they, after the game to find out it was, he was already up and moving, and he was talking, and he was engaging with his teammates, and kind of being a smart aleck on the field apparently. Um, it kind of goes, all right, hey, everything's going to be okay for that young man, and we wish him nothing but God's favor and the best.
Yeah, and the other player on that play was Ben Limpin,
Mm-hmm.
who they collided on a juke by Cole Tanner. And it was just a freak accident that took place. And then earlier in the game, the Bearcats saw their starting quarterback Tyler Luna leave with, I believe, was a leg injury, very minor, as he got up off the field under his own power and was able to get off the field. But we never saw him return. So there was a point where the Bearcats were playing from behind on their own roster, which it impeded them from being under full strength. But again, you shut down their primary weapon, which is Leo Kemp, and part of that I want to give credit to the return of Connor Lopez. I called his name numerous times on defense that night, and then Mario Loera putting in work, and his brother David as well. And Mario Loera was our player of the game on Prep Sports Network's broadcast Friday night. We forgot to mention that because I was in a haste to get off the air. So I do apologize for that, Mario. You were our player of the game, and it was a great win overall. You're really making a statement in the Mountain League, coach. And looking at the standings real quick, we have two teams undefeated in Mountain League play. That is the St. Joseph Knights of Santa Maria and your Mission Prep Royals. And then two teams sitting at 2-1, the Paso Robles Bearcats and the team you play this week, the Lompoc Braves. And then two teams 1-2, the San Ynez Pirates and the Arroyo Grande Eagles. And then 0-3, the Red Getty Warriors and the Napomo Titans. So those are our standings, coach. And we have some big festivities going on right now. So let's get to the fun stuff now. It's homecoming week at Mission Prep. So let's talk about the festivities that have happened. And today is Wednesday. So let's talk about the festivities that will happen.
Yeah. There's a homecoming at Mission Prep is an all-out affair. That's one of the things that make Mission Prep so unique and so much fun, and such a family atmosphere is with 300 kids on or 323 kids on campus. You can really make it a fully all-inclusive type of event. And so we all the hallways are heavily decorated. Every class has kind of their responsibility. There's competitions all week. There's, every class makes their own banner, and you've got to be responsible with that banner, and other classmates can come alongside and steal that banner, and then they get points for their class. And so, seniors, juniors, sophomores, freshmen, all the way down, they can earn points. They can earn spirit points. We have pep rallies every day. We kind of go over the top with it, and it makes for an incredible week. It makes for a very fun week. It's a very tiring week as a member of the staff and faculty. I'll tell you, it's a long week. From an enrollment standpoint, we have a number of different events going on. We got a lot of tours. We got a lot of people on campus. We've got discovery days and preview days. And so tomorrow, we have a lot of eighth graders on campus. We're really excited for them, making it a wonderful day for them as well. And so there's just something at every minute of the week. There's just something going on, and just makes for a wonderful event. And that's going to kind of culminate Saturday with the homecoming dance, but it really has a little bit of a climax point Friday, with all the homecoming festivities and obviously the game, and so it's just we're gonna have a lot of alumni coming back. I know there's just a ton of people that are going to be on campus. Actually just got off the phone with a couple of former football players, and they're all going to be here and be on the sideline. Shout out to Mark Rodriguez, and so yeah, we're excited to see everybody coming back, and it's going to be a great event.
Are we going to see a Patrick Laird sighting this weekend?
I wouldn't imagine since he's on the Tampa Bay
Yeah.
Buccaneers practice squad. I don't know how he's going to fly out here and also get back in time, but
Well, we can always wish and hope, right? That
he's
private jet.
more than welcome. I'm
He,
not anticipating him
he
being
can
here
use Tom Brady's private jet.
though. Yeah,
Just
right.
yeah. Tom can help us out, right? He's a
Hmm.
good guy.
Yeah, totally.
So, one thing about homecoming I want to touch on. We talked about it last week, and we definitely need a score update. Is the Powder Puff game that took
Mm.
place last weekend? So let's talk about that, Coach. I'm sure you were there, or you at least have some details for us.
Um, yeah, we do powder puff in a special way at Mission Prep. Let me tell you, we make it just like the regular football game. Girls do devotions. They get lined up just like the boys do in game day dress. For those of you who don't know, at Mission Prep for football, our boys wear a full game day suit and shirt, jacket, tie, the whole thing. And so the girls got dressed up, and we walk over across the street to the mission, um, to the parish hall, and we do devotions in there. And we did the same thing for the girls. We tried to give them as much of a game day atmosphere as we do for the boys. And so went over there, and Father Russ and Coach Harris and myself, we do the devotions. And so we did devotions for the girls. A big talk on powerful women in the Bible, and what that looks like, and this idea of being a woman full of power and boldness. And then we had a team meal, and then taught them the hut drill, and then they broke off into their separate locker rooms. They did walkthrough, and they kind of got ready, and the upperclassmen did the walk around and ran onto the field. Had several hundred people there at the game watching it, and it got pretty loud at one point. And then myself, Eric Terry, Mike Susank, Mike Sharp, we're the referee crew, so we referee the game. Um, the uh, the the boys are the coaches for each respective. So it's the junior senior class, the upperclassmen, and then the underclassmen. And our underclassmen group, freshmen, sophomores, we have got some athletes in that group, and I think everyone's bet was the underclassmen were just going to run away with it. The upperclassmen made it quite a game. Several players stepped up, did a great job, and made this highly competitive. But kind of at the very end, there were a couple of players on the underclassmen. Basically, I'm trying to remember how this all went. The upperclassmen were up with about 3 minutes left. The underclassmen got a stop on fourth down. They got the ball back on the 20 and very quickly started running down the field and making plays happen. McKaylee Gordon, um, she's an absolute stud, and so she's kind of going all over the place, and everyone was focused on her, trying to get, trying to stop her from taking over the game. And on fourth down, they ran some sort of misdirection play, and Sam Rodriguez hit Addie Blake, and Addie Blake took it 60 yards for a touchdown with about 30 seconds left, and the underclassmen beat the upperclassmen by 1 point. And
Very nice.
it was an awesome night. Very cool.
Well, I'm glad we could squeeze that one in for a scoring update today, Coach. And I want to thank our sponsor, Bob Moses Ceramic Coating Santa Maria, the home of Central City Motorsports as well. Craig McDonald out there doing a great work on all your recreational recreational vehicles, and for your recreational activities. There we go, tongue twister there. Get your vehicle ceramic coated. Get your RV, travel trailer, fifth wheel, all that. Get those ceramic coated. They will make the surface of those vehicles last so much longer. They do a color correction, and then they apply the ceramic coating. It is a great thing. Give them a call. Check them out. CentralCityMotorsports.com for all the information. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, because we love you guys, and we appreciate the love back. Coach, let's talk about homecoming. Angel Jones and the Lompoc Braves come to town, and they come to play football, and they come to play hard. notoriously a program with a historic pedigree of recent years under the Andrew Jones realm. Talk about this.
Very excited about this game. Obviously, it's homecoming, so there's going to be a lot of festivity. So the challenge for us and for this football team is to stay and remain focused despite all the extracurricular things that are taking place. And it's going to be tough to do against a very tough opponent. Their offense is absolutely incredible. There's been nobody, frankly, at any point this year who stopped this offense. Paso couldn't stop the offense. Lompoc just had a hard time stopping Paso's run. And so the challenge for us is finding opportunities for us to get defensive stops. And if we're not able to get defensive stops, we're going to be in a lot of trouble. Calvin Ross can throw that ball everywhere. You've got to defend every square inch of the field. His receivers are good enough to catch the ball in any way, in any direction. They can toe tap, they can catch real quick and break up field. They break tackles. The running game is a legitimate threat. You can't just sit back and try to stop the pass. You've got to defend both. And that creates a lot of challenges for the defense. That puts a lot of defenders in conflict and forces us to kind of decide what we want to do and what are we going to try to stop on certain downs and certain plays. And that's going to be extremely difficult. Because he's got an answer for all of it. They're checking with the sideline. They can make rapid adjustments to things, and he's the type of they're the type of offense, and they got the type of play callers where you sit in any one coverage for too long, man, you're in trouble. And they are explosive, they are dynamic, and it's going to be an awesome night. We've got to really be on top of our game defensively, offensively. We're going to continue to do what we do. We feel like there's some things we can take advantage of. But I also know that they've got athletes and they can match us in space. And so it's really going to be more of an execution thing. Can we execute what we like to do? We need Colby to be on point. We need our receivers to be moving and doing things correctly and getting to their spots. That'll give us a shot to win the game. But, quite an opponent that we picked for homecoming, no question.
You talk about Kevin Ross, 1,700 yards already this season, 1,734 yards altogether, has 22 passing touchdowns and only 3 interceptions, a tremendous season. And if you look at his targets, he has 3 receivers with over 400 yards. He has Monte Ortiz, Rudy Elizondo, and Nelson Maldonado are his 3 primary receivers with over 400 yards each. So he has some weapons out there to throw to. Coach, last time we saw your squad go up against a quarterback with an arm, you struggled with the secondary and allowing the offense to get ahead of you, allowing opportunities for completed balls downfield. How do we stop this time? How do we contain that? What are the adjustments that are being made?
Yeah,
that you can reveal at least. Let's not open the playbook to Andrew Jones yet.
I'm not going to tell you the whole game plan here. I will say it's been a source of concern for us. Bakersfield Christian, Sandy Inez, both of them, prolific quarterbacks, lots of receivers, dynamic receivers, and neither one of them we've been able to show that we can consistently stop. And that it's something that we're concerned about. I'm not going to lie. And so as a staff, we've been real purposeful about trying to put the best players in position for us to make plays. What can we do? Just trying to create situations for us where we can try to make a play here and there. A lot of work on technique with our DBs and our linebackers and getting to their spots. I think that's been one thing that we've really struggled with is defensively getting to either bad eyes or bad leverage, and we're giving up chunks of yardage simply out of bad alignment or not doing our job in the secondary. And so And then, the other thing that we just haven't been able to do much all year is create a consistent pass rush. And so, um, I don't have um, I don't have a crystal ball. I know these are things that we continue to work on as a staff, and I've got full faith and trust in my staff. I hired them. They're amazing coaches, and we work diligently on these things. And that's one thing I think we've been able to show is we will consistently get better every single week, regardless of the year, regardless of the team. We will always get better every week. Hopefully, it's enough for us at this point, to match this offense that they have. Um, we'll see, but yeah, they are really good, and we've got to really be on point this week for us to win this game.
Coach, before we take this home, any final words?
Yeah, real quick, I do want to. I know there's been a lot of conversations and questions about gear and things that we're going to be selling at games and homecoming this week in particular. I know everyone's been, but we're wearing this, this sweatshirt. Everyone's been asking about these types of different things. I know we have a lot of these sweatshirts that are going to be on sale this week, um, and a ton of different other things that we're going to be putting out here either this week or in the coming weeks. Um, it's kind of one of those, everyone knows this is a great football team. This is a great year for football at Mission Prep, and there's been a lot of people just kind of swarming to be a part of it. We appreciate that. We appreciate the support. Come out to the game. I know there's going to be a lot of people at this game, and we're going to do our best to match the response or the demand for gear, and we're gonna make it a big deal. I want to quickly shout out our golden child Stephanie Burrish. She's been amazing in helping to manage a lot of these things. Kevin Hitchen as well is kind of like our gear master, and between the two of them and Darnell and myself, we're really working hard to create a very very special game day environment for everybody. So we can make it all happen for everyone. So just want to really quickly shout out and say thank you to all those who've been working behind the scenes and making a lot of things happen for us. And excited for another week this week.
And it's going to be a big week. Homecoming at Mission Prep. Kickoff at 7 p.m. this Friday, October 7th. I almost said December 7th for those wondering why I stuttered. Got to be honest sometimes. Coach, it's been a wonderful day. We'll see you Friday at Mission Prep. Join us on prepsportsnetworks.com or on our YouTube channel. Don't forget to click that like and subscribe button. For David Schuster, I'm Brian Stanley. Thank you for joining us for this week's Coaches Show.